What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be talking about a couple videos that I made that actually did pretty well and got a lot of attention. But as part of that attention, they also got a lot of negative comments and people saying stuff about the brand that I was talking about and what I choose to carry and stuff like that. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you've seen this channel. You know I'm probably talking about the Sauer P365. Now let's just go back for a second, guys. First of all, I own 15, 20, maybe even 25 different brands of handguns. Of firearms in general, I have at least 20 to 25, I would say. And I have a lot of Glocks, and I do like Glock a lot. But also, if you go back, watch my videos, I used to carry my P365, one of them. Also, you would see, that's what I like about my channel, is I have the ability to document everything, whether it's malfunctions, whether it's issues, whether it's problems, whatever the case may be, and I can bring it right here to you guys. Just because this handgun runs flawlessly, you could have the exact same handgun right here, and this one is a lemon. That's just life, right? That's just how things go. But I wouldn't chalk up my SIG P365 problems to just being a lemon. It goes much deeper than that if you do your research, and we're going to talk about that. But if you go on my channel, you look back, the P365, I have videos of me carrying it, showing what holster I'm actually carrying it in. Actually out and about, doing everyday things with a SIG P365. I like the handgun, but I don't trust it with my life. It's that simple. There's a difference between loving something, something being great, amazing, and then when it comes down to reliability, it's just like I can't literally walk around and get myself to carry this thing. But if you also look at my channel, I own the P320 Compact from SIG. As we all know, the P320 has been a very controversial handgun, right? Of course, the military adopted a variation of it, which within itself had to do with money. Let's just be honest. If you're talking a fighting pistol, Glock is a fighting pistol. If you know how to shoot a Glock, you can shoot anything well. If you can shoot a gun well, you should be able to shoot your Glock just fine. The trigger is just fine. Everything about it is designed just for a fighting pistol. You don't get all these bells and whistles and stuff, but if you can shoot a Glock fine, it is a fighting, reliable pistol. But the P320 Compact, I liked it. It was fast with it. It shot well. It handled recoil well. But then you start hearing the stories, and then you actually meet people in real life. That is the difference. A lot of people just comment underneath YouTube videos on the internet. In real life, this is what I do. I constantly research this stuff. I talk to people. I talk to people in the firearms industry, gunsmiths, local ranges I travel to, stuff like that. And I gather this information. But I actually like the P320. It was a great shooting handgun, just like the P365. Smooth trigger, fast shooting, light recoil, right? We can all agree on that. Even the ergonomics on the P320 are pretty dang solid. Now, here's the thing. Just because I liked it, once again, doesn't mean I'm going to trust my life with it. That's the thing. And then a lot of people were saying, oh, well, you carry modified firearms. Here's the thing. This firearm's sort of like plumbing in a way, right? And that's what I do for my actual career, is plumbing. And if a house holds, right, it's generally going to hold until something is messed with or it has a lot of wear and tear, right? I'm not very good at finishes, but I just left a finish today. Everything was holding. There's no water leaking, no traps leaking, nothing. Everything is running. Chances are it's going to run for years and years and years, right? Every now and then you might have a little fluke, but until a lot of wear and tear is put on the system, that's when you start having issues. Just like this. If this runs for thousands of rounds and I maintain it and take care of it, generally it's going to work. It isn't a firearm problem at that point. It's more wear and tear, long-term use type thing. With my SIGs, I never made it. With 2 out of my 4 P365s, I never made it to long-term use. I like SIGs. Actually, one of my favorite handguns I've ever shot is the SIG Sauer P224 in 40 Smith & Wesson. A hammer-fired, double-action, single-action pistol from SIG, chambered in 40, and that was one of my favorite handguns. I'm actually on the search to find one right now. I actually put in a bid for one on Gunbroker, so hopefully I can win that for a decent price. But that's one of my favorite handguns I've ever shot in my life. The P226, a great handgun. I love shooting that thing. I would trust those handguns. The P938, I actually recently got to shoot one. I love that thing. It is quality. It's well made. It's built like a tank. It is like a brick. But the P365 and the P320 are just not that for me. They're just not. And here's the thing. Everyone's like, well, mine's been good for 1,000 rounds. Mine's been good till 1,700 rounds. That chances are means you have a good P365 or P320. My P320 doesn't go off by itself. Okay, well, chances are you have a good one. Well, what about all the ones being sent back? Look in the comments of some of these videos. Some people said they bought 3 P365s and each one of them went back 3 times. That's 3 handguns being sent back to SIG for a total of 9 times between them, right? I have over 30 Glocks. Once again, I have bashed Glock about their designs, about not having a rail on the 26, about having no texturing, on the Gen 3s, no forward serrations, on the Gen 5s, no rail on the Glock 26s. I mean, I've bashed them about literally everything. Their sights, I'm honest with it. But at the end of the day, a lot of that stuff doesn't really matter because the pistols work. They run, they function, they shoot, they go bang every time. They eat every self-defense ammo out there. But what's nice about my channel, like I said, I get to document everything. I have videos up where I had a malfunction with my Glock 45 when I first got out of the package. Haven't had a single malfunction since. I also have videos talking about my Glock 28 being unreliable. I have videos talking about my Beretta Pico being unreliable. My Canik Meta MC9 being unreliable. I basically come on here when I have an issue and I tell you guys, like, this is what happened. It's not to bash the company. It's simply to say this handgun ran flawlessly until this point, right? Sometimes it doesn't even make it to that point. But with one of my SIGs, the one that I actually carried, picture this, right? I own the SIG, I put 300 rounds through it, considered it carry ready. It ate my defensive ammo, ate my ball ammo, it was good to go. Fast shooter, accurate, on point, nice sights, all that, right? Then I get to 400 and something rounds, and that's when I start having a major issue. Once again, like I said, I have a YouTube channel. I have over 4,000 videos on this YouTube channel documenting my experiences with these handguns. Just because mine started malfunctioning at about 450 rounds, somewhere in there, for one of my models, that was the model I actually would carry. Now, just because that happened doesn't mean yours is gonna. Doesn't mean yours isn't reliable. I know people, like I say in these videos as well, I'm completely honest and I am transparent. That's the best part about having a channel where everything I can just say, hey, go to this video, go to this video, go to that video. I know someone with over 60,000 rounds through a P365 without a single hiccup. Over 60,000 rounds. That's unbelievable, right? That's quality. But here's the thing. What about all the other ones that aren't, right? What I think says a lot about the P365 is their release. When the P3, like, people just tuck that away. When the Hellcat came out, 0 issues. Literally 0 issues to this day. It just, yes, every now and then someone's going to have a hiccup or a lemon, but that's just part of the game. Look at SIG Sauer P365 release the first 2 to 3 years. How many handguns were sent back? I would love to see the numbers. Also, I don't think there's a single lawsuit in the world about a Glock going off by itself that is stock. I don't know one law enforcement agency that's suing Glock. I don't know any of these people because it's literally impossible for this firearm to go off unless this thing right here is pulled. This has to be pulled. You see that little dingus? That dingus and this trigger have to be pulled at once for this to go off. With the P320, the stories I heard, mine was reliable. I'd never tested its drop safety issues, but once I started hearing about those issues, I'm like, I don't need something like that in my life. I just don't need it. When I have all these other options, I have better handguns that I like better that just don't make me nervous like that. Think about if you were carrying a handgun for a while, and then your next trip to the range, unreliable. You literally shoot your defensive ammo first, because you're going to recycle it, and of course, malfunctions. And not just, not just a simple malfunction that's easy to fix, a tap and rack. No, a complete lockback where the slide isn't fully locked back, but can't go forward. You have no movement. It's just an absolute disaster. You can go on my channel and find these videos. That is why I don't carry the P365. I have nothing against SIG Sauer. It's the most simple thing. I don't have beef with them or anything like that. I just think you owe it to the people who are carrying these handguns to do better. It's just that simple. And also, this slide right here was like $100. This thing's been through a lot. Yeah, it's a little worn down. No rust. I know people in real life. Once again, I'm not talking the internet trolls and the internet champions and the people that talk all these comments, right? I'm talking about actual people in real life that I talk to at work, that I talk to at the range, and they say rusting here, rusting on their mags, and they take care of their firearms and maintain them. The person with 60,000 plus rounds is one of those people that had some rusting. I kid you not. That's literally his only complaint. And I said, it's sort of fair enough. If it runs 60,000 rounds, you get a little bit of rust, you're carrying it 24/7, fair enough. But I know people with less round counts, less time carrying, all that, rust issues. Show me a Glock that hasn't been submerged in water for days that's rusting. Show me it. or hasn't been thrown in a river after a crime or something like that. Just show me that Glock. I would love to see it. Glock doesn't offer all the bells and whistles, but it does offer protection for your life and reliability. Obviously, there's Glocks that have issues. Obviously, there's Springfields that have issues. CZs. Literally, there's $8,000 firearms that have major issues. That's just part of the game. But a lot of times, it's just lemons. You can't chalk up to the P365 to simply lemons. What about the X trigger for the P365? The trigger on the XLs and the X macros, the X trigger. What about that? Do some research. Go on forums. Go on, conversations online, talking to people. I run a review channel, right? I'm sure you guys read through some of the comments, but I read through a lot of the comments. What do I see in these comments? The exact things I'm telling you. People getting rid of their firearm that's a P365 for this issue or that issue, or they said, I went to the range, it was reliable 1,000 rounds, and just started everything, hiccup, sent it to SIG, got it fixed, got rid of it. And I completely agree with that. I have nothing against SIG. I do like Glock, but I also like SIG. Like I said, one of my favorite handguns I've ever shot is a Sig Sauer P224. I would say that's one of my top 10 favorite handguns of all time. And I own over 30 different Glocks, and I would still put the P224 above a lot of them. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.